From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Thursday, March 26, 2015. Silver is trading at $17.18 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,211 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $252. Antiwar.com reports the Saudi ambassador to the United States has announced that his country has begun military operations against Yemen with an eye towards restoring General Abd Rabbu Mansour Hadi as the legitimate government. Reports are that the military action began with airstrikes, which Saudi officials insist are being conducted only by Saudi warplanes and not with coordination from any other country against the Houthi forces. Yemen was heading in the direction of a multi-faction civil war at any rate, with Hadi's forces increasingly confined to the south, the Houthis spanning the north and west, Al-Qaeda in the tribal areas, and the Islamic State and forces of previous dictator Ali Abdullah Saleh both roaming around as well. Now the Saudis are in the mix. Obviously, the Saudis' goal is to install a friendly government, and to that end, they're seeing General Hadi, who was elected in a single-candidate vote in 2012, as having at least a little legitimacy. Hadi's resignation and subsequent fleeing into exile, however, are going to make it awfully hard for the Saudis to reassert him as a credible ruler. Hadi had been courting the Saudis as a backer, claiming the Houthis were backed by Saudi Arabia's regional rival, Iran. While there was limited evidence of Iran backing the Houthis before, they almost certainly will at this point, just to counter the Saudi incursion. For over 35 years, Roberts & Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co. UPI reports the U.S. House of Representatives on Wednesday approved a massive budget nearing $4 trillion for the coming fiscal year by invoking a rarely used congressional tactic called the Queen of the Hill rule. Republican Party leaders have been trying to come up with a budget that addresses concerns over deepening the deficit and overspending on defense. Lawmakers rejected the first budget proposed by a vote of 105 to 319, but GOP legislators had opted to invoke a little-used and little-known parliamentary tactic known as the Queen of the Hill rule. The method allowed lawmakers to submit more than one budget proposal and finalize whichever majority-approved version received the most votes. Lawmakers went for the Queen option largely because they expected dissenting opinions among Republicans, which have been abundant since the start of 2015 and which have, according to the Washington Post, handed Democrats a much-needed political boost. The Senate is working on its own budget proposal this week. Both houses of Congress must approve whichever budget is ultimately to be implemented.
You can support FPP Radio by shopping online. Whether you're looking for precious metals, bitcoins, or books, you'll find that and more at shop.fppradio.com. Every purchase you make from one of my affiliates at shop.fppradio.com helps fund FPP Radio. That's shop.fppradio.com.
Reuters reports the Justice Department's internal watchdog reported that the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives spent about $600,000 on 6 drones that had so many defects that they were never used for video surveillance as planned and were eventually ditched. The Office of the Inspector General said it was troubled that the ATF spent so much money between September 2011 and September 2012 on drones that were rendered unsuitable. The audit found ATF officials spent about $315,000 on one gas-powered drone that was never used due to multiple technical defects. In other instances, a $90,000 drone was found to be unreliable, and another model had a flight battery time of only 20 minutes, less than half the time the manufacturer claimed. The report did not name the manufacturer of any of the 6 faulty drones, which were eventually given away to the Naval Crime Investigative Services. After discovering these problems, the ATF suspended its drone program in June 2014, but 1 week later, another unit in the ATF spent $15,000 on 5 drones. The report did not say whether those drones had any operational problems, but they have since been grounded pending further guidance. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.